for anyone out there who's experiencing, perhaps in a rut, or they're experiencing any chronic health issues or something similar to that, what advice or what knowledge, what wisdom would you leave with them on how to move forward? Perhaps something simple, something easy, and then maybe to the more difficult stuff over time.
For any of you out there who you're struggling with chronic health conditions, depending on the severity of it, we can start to look back at what are the principles that underlie nature? What are the principles that our ancestors have been engaging in for a long period of time? And some of these principles, which I've seen that are misunderstood or not seen, one of them is that we are tribal creatures. Co-regulation, being regulated in the presence of others. They see a lot with a lot of chronic dis-ease that there's a sense of disconnection to people around them, and fundamentally a sense of disconnection to the self, a sense of disconnection inside. So I would look at, if you're navigating chronic health conditions, and it's a simple message, and I say this with love in my heart, what is it trying to teach you? What is it trying to wake you up to? What is it trying to point you in the direction of? Because there is a lot of fascinating studies where, for example, I know when I read it, I was like, wow, that was me. For a period of time, I had inflammatory arthritis, and it was going to be diagnosed rheumatoid arthritis, or ankylosing spondylitis. And what was fascinating when we looked at this chronic health condition was some of the behavioral traits: trying to please everyone, trying to be nice to everyone all the time, suppressing anger and emotions. So I think that when we look from a psychoneuroimmunology point of view, we want to consider what influences our psychology and our way of being in the world, our behaviors, having on our nervous system, which is the neuro, which is then signaling immunology, our immune system. One element, when I worked in other industries, people would come in and they'd be spending thousands of dollars on supplements and things of that nature, which has its place, yet they are in chronic stress because there wasn't a resolution to them returning home back to their authentic expression of themselves. I know some of the biggest drivers of my dis-ease in my life have been the innocent habit of me trying not to be me. And I see that that can be a big driver of dis-ease. Where in your life are you not being truly authentic to your desires, your inclinations, your intentions? And I put my hand up. Our brains are so good at predicting threat. It's called predictive processing, where they're continually looking for, oh, but that would happen, and this would happen, and that would happen. So we suppress the whispers inside of our heart. We quieten the wisdom that is trying to move through us to wake us up to a new way of being in the world. Because I know for myself, my chronic health challenges that I wouldn't even call challenges anymore, they were my greatest gifts. They were my biggest training. And it's interesting when you speak to many people who have been through chronic health crises and conditions. Many of them will share it was the best thing that ever happened to them, because they had to break apart to be rebuilt in a new way that actually resonated with their heart.